Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Branding Banter, your promo podcast in capitals, Meg, where you can get all of the nerdy news that you need to know about in the promo industry. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, also one of PPAI's top 100 suppliers.
Oh, and I can't even say that yet until next week. So I'm just Meg Erber, Director of Sales at Proforma. Because I signed an NDA.
I am Sarah Goshgarian Unruh, National Account Manager with Stalls.
Nice.
We've got a fun today. He's running through the airport and he was sweating, and he told us to go on without him. But he is missed, but that's where he is. Fighting TSA in one airport room.
How do you be sweating?
Yeah, I just added that. I just pictured him running. Go on without me. You know, like.
I love the visual.
It was actually me once. When I worked at Jetline, I remember I would try to fly home like every other weekend because my kids were in one place half the time, and it was a mess. I remember like rushing up to Raleigh to get Southwest, but Southwest didn't fly into Charlotte, and I remember like stuck in traffic and my glasses fell, and Kaylee was like, "Your glasses!" I'm like, "Wave up!" because we were just trying to get there. So I didn't mean to take a whole minute of that story, but it was funny.
Keep your head up, Meg. Keep your head up.
This episode is brought to you by Alpha Broder. Alpha Broder is America's leading supplier of wholesale apparel, promotional products, and imprintable goods. Alpha Broder products build brands, champion causes, acknowledge achievements, and offer limitless solutions. They carry more than 6,500 styles from over 60 brands of classic and trending products like wholesale t-shirts, fleece, drinkware, bags, journals, and more. Alpha Broder is empowering their customers to brand the world through market-leading service, promotional products, and solutions. Be sure to check them out at alphabroder.com.
That's a segue.
Yeah.
Did you know that? That's a segue?
Is it?
That was one of the verses.
Oh.
Yeah.
I missed it.
I know. So listen, we're going to talk today a little bit about a Sprite campaign from like not super long ago, but long ago. What was it, Meg? 2015, I believe. So it's, eight years or so. Well, 2015, and then they did it again, I think, in 16 or something like that. But so really cool campaign. Sprite, obviously, their tagline is "Obey Your Thirst." Well, they did an "Obey Your Reverse" campaign. And so they sent out these branding kits to a bunch of social media influencers. And so, Meg, I know that you wanted to sort of discuss the topic. You thought it was a cool one to go over. And of course, we can branch out into that as well from, the Coca-Cola name cans and all of that good stuff as well. I think, Sarah, you maybe even had another example. But yeah, Meg, how do you want to start this one as far as the campaign?
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of hit it on the head. So like they did it, the first time they did it was in 2015. It was the Obey Your Reverse campaign. And what they did was they put together these limited edition cans with verses, like inspirational lyrics from popular rap songs. They used, in their first wave, it was Notorious B.I.G. I think it was Missy Elliott, or maybe she was second. So first was Notorious B.I.G., Drake, and Nas. And the second one was Tupac, Missy Elliott, and J. Cole. So essentially, it was just, I think it was more about just creating like, hey, we want to have a different outreach. We want to kind of bring different people in from different demographics and different walks of life. But I think the challenges that they had, that they didn't really have a call to action, and I think that's why they did it for round 2 in 2016, when they offered a more of an interactive experience, and they said, I guess they had their fans take a picture of them with their limited edition can, go to their website, upload it, and then they would receive memorabilia, concert tickets, merch, all kinds of stuff. So, and I tried to look up and see, like, what did it increase? Like, what were the actual results? Was there a significant increase in revenue? I couldn't get an actual dollar amount, but apparently it not only had a significant increase in revenue, but also strengthened their brand loyalty in the hip hop culture. And I don't know. I think it was pretty cool. I remember it. I remember it very vividly, and that's why I thought I wanted to talk about it, because it's not just Sprite that was doing it. We saw this type of really unique type of marketing throughout other beverage people, actually. So what did Coke do? What did Miller do? Those are some of the things you guys brought up.
Well, before we segue into that, on a side note, I just looked this up and
Sorry.
It's me. I'm here. How are you?
Sorry.
Did you call him? And then,
All right. On a side note, legit, I just Googled these, and if you're interested, you can buy all 16 cans, empty cans, on eBay for $155.
Wow.
For
I think
16 empty cans?
you cans. I don't know what I would do with cans. I guess if I was a collector of maybe lyrics. I think that's the other thing too that ties it is I think music is one of those pieces that tends to tie a lot of people together. And so to be able to go, and I think, I saw a video, but for them to be able to go into a fridge to go grab your Sprite and you see like the lyrics to one of your favorite songs there, like I'm a huge Missy Elliott fan. So, that's pretty cool. And it just kind of, it brightens your day. Right. So
I think I used to do that with like the Snapples. Remember when Snapples used to be on glass bottles and be like, I think it was Snapple, and they used to have little messages in the
inside.
We used to always collect them. I thought that was really cool. But is this more like a Beanie Baby fad, right? Where they used to be worth so much and people thought they were going to be so, worth something, and they're not worth anything anymore. Those cans. I mean, are they? I don't know.
I don't know. It's crazy. Some of the I don't know if you guys wanted to go into some of the actual verses that were on the cans, but like "Speak the Truth," cool because I don't get upset, that kind of thing. There were some pretty cool ones. Yeah, "Keep Your Head Up" was one of them. At least I saw in a commercial. That might have been a different year. That might have been the original from 2015 actually, because these are the 16 cans.
Okay.
So, yeah, but pretty cool. So, Meg, I know that you were trying to find some results of the campaign, but we're not able to find it. But I know that this is pretty relevant, obviously, because this would have been pretty early on in using content creators or social media to influence people, and so it's pretty cool. It's obviously still relevant. I mean, last week we just talked about content creator merch. So I think, the point is essentially is that, this is a whole huge new form of marketing, and being able to merge promo with some of these new forms of influencing and social media is obviously working because it's continuing to find more and more success. So, and you had asked about Coca-Cola and sort of what they did. I mean, obviously, it wasn't that long ago. I don't think. I think it was actually more recent than this one, but they put names on different Coke cans.
Oh, yeah.
So people would literally be storming the stores to try to find their name on the thing, grab their name. So I thought that was really cool as well. So I could imagine, again, I mean, I actually don't know this, but if Coke did the same thing where they sent, let's say who was the Dude Perfect? Maybe they sent a Coke can to Dude Perfect and put Dude Perfect on the can. I don't know. I'm sure that didn't happen, but hey, you can pay me later. Do the name campaign again.
Okay, so Jeff, did you ever find your name?
Jeff's pretty easy to find, so yeah.
Okay, Meg, did you ever find
yeah, I don't think I ever saw Meg. No, I don't think I actually ever saw my name, but I didn't look too hard. I don't really drink soda.
Yeah.
If I get soda, it's gonna be Dr. Pepper. I mean, the marketing didn't work on me. I just go for taste.
I'm sure it was very similar to like when you go to like a beach resort or something like that, and they used to have the keychains with the different names on them. Anybody who has like a even remotely different or unique name, you've got zero chance of finding that keychain. And I'm sure it's the same way with Coke.
Yeah, 100%. Or you find it like spelled differently, right? Like.
Like GEOFF, like come on, who does that?
Yeah. I know, right?
I did date a guy like back in high school. His name was Jeff, like spelled GEO.
That's Geoff.
Yeah,
Geoff.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to. I kept interrupting you. I'm so sorry. I think a big part of this is developing that brand loyalty. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but they may not see that revenue on that first year. I think 2015. Because they didn't have that call to action, but they had people really wanting to collect those cans, just like with Coca-Cola, just like with other avenues. But what it did was develop, like people who weren't drinking it before started drinking it, and whether they liked it or not, but it really developed that strong, connection to the brand. And I know it was really big in like the VIP concert experiences as well. I wish I had more information on that. And I know there was music awards and then a lot of contests, but I think they did a a really good job overall. I mean, this is 2015. This isn't like it's 2023. We have AI doing creative designs and voices and backups and all this other stuff. So this was like OG influencer content marketing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and because it was a lot of music verses, obviously, on the cans. I think, didn't you mention that the actual branding kits they sent out were like the customized cans and then like a pair of headphones or something, like custom headphones? Yeah. So pretty neat. It's one of those things where, and we've been talking about that more and more over the last couple of years as well, as custom packaging and how to put a nice little box together with a couple different products, and we see it done so successfully now. It's nothing new, but it works tremendously well.
It does. If you think about it, when you were starting with the packaging, that's your first impression of something. I mean, if it comes in, a blank cardboard box, it could almost, it's like, oh, okay. But then when you open that up and it's like some packaging that's wow, like that's your first impression of a brand, is the packaging. So when you're trying to do some type of social media campaign or influencer campaign, you're sending out a kit, you definitely don't want to skimp on the packaging at all.
Yeah.
Or the product.
Well, and like you said, sort of creating the brand loyalty. I mean, I think the fact that you can go in and find or select a can, that was kind of the commercial as well that I saw. The guy goes into the thing and he goes to pick the one can and then he sees a different can than the other one, and he's like trying to decide which can he's going to pick because of his whatever favorite verse he wants to rock with. So I mean, you create little micro communities within the community, and it's all it's really cool. It's another really unique way of kind of bringing folks together to about a brand. Pretty cool. I like it.
I think it creates like talking points and a little bit of fun. Like Miller Lite, we saw did that during the Super Bowl this year. And I know I saw David Schultz, I think actually Common SKU had gotten chosen as one of the representatives for the Miller Lite QR code beer run that they were doing. But it's pretty cool. It's a way to get, audience, of like, their audience involved in it, but then also then to extend into other people's networks. So, and that was an example of utilizing everyday consumers versus it being celebrities.
Yeah. So Meg, what you said you'd mentioned that there was like some different merchandise or something like that people could go into as well, didn't you? After or during the campaign, were they selling other merch?
They were. I mean, I guess they were getting merch, but I don't know what that looks like. So I'm wondering if it's going to be something like the Dunkin'. Did they do that back then? Did people buy stuff like that? I mean, I don't know what, like, if they did that, but that would be cool. I feel like, I don't think it was cool back then. Like, if I showed up with a Sprite jacket on at school, I feel like I would be bullied right out of school, right? Like,
well, it wouldn't necessarily be Sprite. It would be keep your head up. And maybe a small little Sprite logo or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I really didn't get into that kind of stuff when I was younger. I mean, I'm into it now because I research it, I sell it, I talk about it.
Hey, Meg, it was 8 years ago.
Okay.
No, you still want.
Right. No, I know. This is okay. You're right. What am I saying?
Also evolution from a technology standpoint, right? Like we didn't have online stores the way that what we do now. And so to be able to operate or to offer your merch to, the consumers, I don't really remember like a Shopify type of site, even at that point in time. I think Etsy was around, but I'm just trying to think of like what else that we used.
Yeah.
So sorry, Meg, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus. I thought you mentioned there was like a merchandise campaign that went with it during the campaign. So
no, and I think that's the big difference between then and now, right? Like the opportunities that these brands have to keep the momentum going. Where back in 2015, like you're right, I don't know why I think Sprite is just like a core memory from my childhood that I just resonated that. Which there you go, But no, it was just 8 years ago. I know because I was pregnant with Addie in 2015. So I was not a child. I was a geriatric mother at that age. So here we are. That's what they call us. I think that the difference then between now is the ability to have that store, have that merch option, be able to kind of fulfill things. But I'm sure people were doing it in 2015. I would love to hear in the comments below if you were running a successful company store in 2015. which will also lead us coming up to a future episode where we're going to kind of start digging into some successful success stories, case studies on company stores, and possibly launching Branding Banter's podcast merch. So I'm excited about that. Maybe we can get Missy Elliott to,
Way to just let the cat out of the bag, Meg.
segue right into the next topic.
Yeah. So, oh man, I was thinking about something. I completely lost it. Yeah. I think it.
Moment. Well, McDonald's. Okay, so I'm going to add. So one more that I thought of. McDonald's. They came out with the adult Happy Meals. They were trying to figure out how do they change their audience, right, to get some people kind of back. And so they utilized a similar tactic, I would say, of like a celebrity endorsed Happy Meal that then you would get a particular prize, right? Because you get, that's the fun of a Happy Meal is there's a toy inside. Well, hopefully not many adults are, I don't know. No judgment. You like to collect Happy Meal toys nowadays still, but they had, adult kind of toys, if you will, inside that were more collectible type of items. So that were celebrity endorsed. So it was another way to kind of tie it all together that, other brands are doing.
So I vaguely remember them. I vaguely remember seeing that. I don't remember it much, but like, did you get one? Like, I know, like I think of Wawa. We have Wawas here on the East Coast, and I think they're now trying to compete with that market, that fast food, the kids meal market, and niche. So I when all of my kids were in that, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, like right after, they were all in sports. We were coaching, so we were literally at sports events 5 days a week. So we just had to eat Wawa every night. Now they have like kids meals at Wawa. I just wish that would have been so much cheaper than having to buy these, I love that. They're bringing in a different demographic of people based off their marketing approaches. So I like that.
I just heard the other day that those days are kind of gone though. I've heard that stuff's like super expensive now.
It is.
Prices of like McDonald's and all that just gone like through the roof.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were talking about they're trying to figure out how to get back like a $5 type of a meal to be able to offer. But the first adult Happy Meal that they offered was Kerwin Frost. It was the Kerwin Frost box. And I'm sorry, I didn't know who Kerwin Frost was. So,
I don't either. It's the first time I've heard the name.
And so they were into it, where they had kind of fallen out of the phase of really wanting to go to McDonald's all the time. So it was a way to kind of reel in the audience. And, maybe if they had a larger celebrity, it would have had more success. And I think they've tried it one other time. But I don't know what the results were of that campaign.
So I think I'm hearing they have the same challenge, and they're trying to use a different approach to market to people that used to come all the time. Like I was at Wawa, and I'm like, I can't even eat at Wawa anymore because we ate there so much for like a 5-year period. And I'm sure that's with a lot of people when they transition through different eras of their life, and their kids are small, their person's older, going to McDonald's a lot, or going to fast food, or just something quick because our lives are so busy, and our kids are playing sports, or they're in theater or drama or something, music lessons. We're just running all over the place. So, we need more better things. Those and the Happy Meal toys, man, just be better. Stuff just goes right in the trash. That's another story. That's a whole other subject. That stuff goes right in the trash every week, every time. Not every week, but every time.
Yeah. So I remember what I was going to say earlier when I brain farted. I was wondering like what kind of percentage of our industry actually has something to do with a company store nowadays. It'd be an interesting statistic to find out. We'll have to maybe dig into that because I know like we've been talking about it a lot, obviously, with doing these pop-up shops and limited run exclusive sort of deals, and I'm just wondering like it's probably a pretty decent size of the industry, I would imagine.
Yeah.
All
right. Not knocked off, but hit out their 10,000th e-commerce store like a month ago. So that's a lot. Yeah.
So anything else to add to this one? Or are we wrapping it up?
Wrapping it up. I think we're good.
All right. It's Christmas. Let's get this present wrapped, guys. Yeah, it was terrible. Sorry. All right. Until next time.
This episode is brought to you by Alpha Broder. Alpha Broder is America's leading supplier of wholesale apparel, promotional products, and imprintable goods. Alpha Broder products build brands, champion causes, acknowledge achievements, and offer limitless solutions. They carry more than 6,500 styles from over 60 brands of classic and trending products like wholesale t-shirts, fleece, drinkware, bags, journals, and more. Alpha Broder is empowering their customers to brand the world through market-leading service, promotional products, and solutions. Be sure to check them out at alphabroder.com.